I see this thing 1532. This is the illustration for that, and it's Please Speak Mamdani, Corruption, Proliferation, and Insuring Insurance. This is a series of posts about different things I read, or I see, or I listen to that I bring together to create a somewhat related individual rant. Question 1. Will NYC really bless us with a zohran? A few days ago, while people were having the Maandamano protests here in Kenya due to the failures of government policy, in NYC there was proselytizing that Mamdani was going to use government to save people from government policy. This too is the West. Can you imagine a Middle Eastern city, let alone a capital city with a US-born white Christian mayor? Imagine a Chinese city with an avowed capitalist declaring how they stand against the CCP policies and want to privatize things. Imagine an African city with a Scandinavian mayor saying that they would not arrest any of the foreign leaders that the president has declared would need to be arrested because the USA and Europe said they were not criminals. I'm an individualist who does not deny that as social creatures we come together to build and maintain civilization through group actions. This, however, does not mean I ever claim collective interests should override the individual freedoms a society focused on increased human flourishing must be based on. And the collectivists at least subconsciously know this. Otherwise, there would not be such a pushback when folk are identified as being communist. It's not because of how most of them wouldn't be able to tell you the death toll from communism is over 3 times that of fascism over the last century, but rather that the actual communists know they cannot sell that tribe to even children with a basic level of critical thinking and sense of what is moral and ethical. But some of the benefits of the American system is that folk can test these things out by moving away or to the areas that vote for these kind of things. So let's see what happens when they're left to their own devices. Worst that could happen, I think, is London. Best case scenario for me would be a Zohran Cortez Democratic ticket for the 2028 US presidency. Next question, who benefits from the truth about Iran's nuclear program? The fallout from what culminated in the 12-day war focusing on the IAEA, which turned out to be the Insular Astronomic Enervation Agent, actions for pacification and destruction, leading to Iran and other countries having ever more reason to obtain nukes out of that system, kind of like Israel did. So let's not pretend that in these coming days and months and weeks and time that the people who are going to be saying, oh, we need the truth about what really happened in Iran. Oh, look, Iran was hiding. That's why they were hiding these things. Don't think people are upset because there was lying. Don't think people are saying they need to say the truth for this. People have certain political goals, certain things they want to profit in, and then they will use politics to get to that. They will spin stories to get to that. Last question is, can any sector be insured from state mutation? In the first section, we saw Mamdani promising to use more state government to insure people from the effects of previous state policy. And then we had state organizations that are supposed to control nuclear proliferation, ensuring that the best way to do it, get those nuclear weapons, is like Israel did, in secret and fast. And then last here was a discussion, the Tom Woods show. He's an Austrian economist, libertarian type person. He was talking about the carcinogenic effects that state policy has to the insurance sector in and of itself. And this is a common thing in the United States of America. There's a lot of regulation in a lot of sectors. When people talk about free market this, free market that, it's not a free market when you have the state as involved as it is. And the United States of America has the largest state that we've ever seen. Kenya is kind of close in like per capita, but US state is massive. When I was doing this drawing, the H kind of made horns behind his head. It's not because he's brown. It's not because he's a person of color, a politician of color. It's not because of his belief system of Islam, which I object to that in and of itself, but it's a separate thing. As an individual, it's his collectivist ideology of communism. That stuff is cancerous. That stuff ends human lives. That is anti-human flourishing and needs to stop.